Hey everybody, how's it going? So this morning what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to throw around a big topwater to get a big bite. There's nothing I've been craving more lately than a big blow up on a topwater. So we're going to do that. I brought my cast net to see if we can catch some mullet and do some live bait fishing in the late morning. And yeah, after that, you know, we're gonna still do you know, our usual VUDU DOA and see if we can put some fish on the boat. I'll see you guys on the water. All right, so we're throwing around this big Zero Spook. I'm throwing it on the PENN Battle 4000. It's a little big for this setup, but we'll see if we can get anything. I'm seeing a bunch of tarpon rolling, so I'm gonna flick this VUDU around. I did up my leader on this rod up to 40-pound leader. I don't know if I told you guys that in the last video, but this is that PENN Battle 3000 with 20-pound POWERPRO, and then I put the 40-pound mono leader as a leader on the VUDU shrimp. This is the I think it's a 4-inch VUDU. It's the one with the little rattle in it. And I love it. It's a great little bait. I have a ton of confidence in it. You can fish it pretty much any way you want. You know, it's easy to fish, and it catches fish on the days where nobody else is catching fish and you've been struggling. So it's a good little confidence bait to have tied on. You know, you could fish it any type of way: docks, mangroves, open water. So it's a good bait to have tied on. I would definitely suggest having a handful in your tackle box. There we go. Oh, it's a jack. Oh, he was fighting funny, but he didn't fight like a jack first thing. Oh man, how are we gonna do this? Oh, come on, don't hook yourself again, dude. All right, off he goes to live another day. Oh, come on. I went from one tree to another. Oh, I learned my lesson from the last time. Freaking getting drilled in the side with a topwater bait. That was not fun. All right, change spots. We're gonna try to throw this topwater around here a little bit and then get some mullet and see if we can throw it at some docks or get on a little bit of a bigger bite. All right, there's some mullet over here. Let's see if we can do a one and done cast. Alright, I got at least one. That was my fault. Sick. Alright, well, that was just hands up accountability there. That was my fault. I shouldn't have tried to get him in the bucket right at the gunnel of the boat there. So, we learned. And I hope you guys don't ever make the same mistake. It's alright, at least, you know, we're fishing. This is good. Fishing in the morning. It's beautiful out. But let's just not do that again, please. Alright, so we're going to have a lot going on here for a few minutes. I'm going to throw this VUDU around, these mangroves and this flat. And if we see some mullet, I'm going to throw at them, and hopefully we can get some bait. Oh my God. What is this? Oh, it's a mangrove. Homeboy went on a NASA ride. All right, back throwing the cast net. Okay, we got a few. Perfect size. Oh, these are perfect mullet. All right, so we got about half a dozen or 8 live mullet. We are going to throw them on a big setup after I saw that jack that blew up on me last trip. We're in the same spot. Yeah, let's throw in 60-pound leader. I think this is a 5.0 circle hook with the 50-pound POWERPRO. We'll just let this little mullet swim along these seawalls and throw them under these docks and see what happens. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this guy out there, and I'm going to slow troll him behind the boat while I fish an artificial on this flat here. See if we can get anything. Probably a big jack or a tarpon just outside this flat. Pretty little jack. And with these, no matter how big they are, you just kind of nosedive them right back in. You don't have to release them any kind of way. Oh yeah. It's not that big. Unless it's just swimming at me. I don't. Oh, no, it's pretty big, I think. I don't know. Oh, it's a shark. Oh man. Ah. Yep. Oh, yep. Okay, I'll just cut them off. That hook will rust out of them in a couple weeks, and he'll be good to go. All right, I'm gonna bounce this DOA off the bottom here around these docks. Good Snook. Alright, oh, get back in here. Alright, good little Snook. He barely even ate it. I didn't feel him at all. Alright, pretty little Snook. First one of the day. Let's retie and get back in there. There we go. Oh. So I don't know if I went over it in one of my other videos, but Snook, when I say the gill plates are sharp, it's not this. It's this part right here. It's like a razor blade. It'll cut your fingers. It'll cut your line. Usually when you lose a Snook because it breaks your line, that's it right there. It's just hard little plate right there that'll cut right through just about anything. Oh, he didn't want to go yet. All right, so I think since this is shallower water in the shade, it's pretty hot. I think I'm gonna work this on top, see if I can get some reaction bites out of this. See how that goes. or at least faster. Maybe not burning it on top, but a little bit faster moving. Let me specify something as well. Like when I make my cast up on the shore pretty much, and I work it up on top, once I get it out of that like 6 inches of water, I usually slow it down and just kind of like fish it down the water column, because fish that are in deeper water, they're not going to be on top. You know, they're going to want something that's passing by their face or just over their head. They're not going to want to have to go all the way up to the top of the water. You know, when I'm working it fast like that, it's usually in just inches of water. And also, like, once I throw it in and I don't let it sit and I give it like a couple twitches, that's just to make sure that I'm not snagged on any mangrove limbs, because there's no sense in sitting there for an extra couple seconds. Oh man, no sense in sitting there for an extra couple seconds if your bait's snagged on a root. Oh, there's a snook. Oh man, I still see him. Yeah, he wanted no part of that. Alright, I switched up to that Zoom Super Fluke. I do want to catch some fish on these, so might as well just throw them and see what happens. Alright, well, this looked like the old Super Fluke. Man, he really liked it. Something got him on his tail. Alright, well, one thing you can learn from me is don't assume that you have just enough fuel to fish for the day, because now I'm relying on my trolling motor to get me back to the ramp, and I have enough battery, but God forbid you were fishing all day and your battery's low, all that good stuff, you're gonna be either calling Cito or paddling your ass back to the boat ramp. So I'm not the happiest right now, but I'm happy that it happened as close as it is to the ramp. So it's like a little win in the misfortune, but that was my fault again. You know, I didn't take time to go to the gas station and fill up the gas can, so here we are. But just learn from my mistakes, please. All right, so it's probably not the smartest thing I'm doing, but even though I ran out of fuel, I'm gonna fish the old bridge on the way in and see if we could pick up any bites. We'll fish it quickly. We're not gonna spend a long time here, but I do want to see if we can finish off the day with a couple more snook. So it is completely slack tide, like not an ounce of current. But we're still gonna fish a bridge, see if there's fish on it, and see if you can fish a bridge with no current. I mean, I don't know whether you can or can't, so if you know that you can fish a bridge with no current, then good, and if you don't know yet, we'll find out together. So hopefully we'll catch a couple fish here. Go get them, brothers. So these jig heads I'm using, I think they're called Dr. Fish. They're 3/8 ounce, and they have a shorter hook shank, so it gives those little 3-inch swim baits a little bit better action. So and the tarpon, all the jack I've caught on them, which you guys don't see all of them, but I'm trying to think. The tarpon, the snook, I haven't lost too many fish on a really pretty cheap set of jig heads. And one thing I do like about them is when you twitch them, they go left and right, like they dart. So it's not like just a round jig head that you're, you know, just kind of, the only thing that's changing is the speed of the bait. It's not, there's no sporadic movement. I like these a lot. The hooks are okay. I do notice that you know, they will bend out, but I've caught big fish on them too. So, you know, the tarpon, jack, snook of pretty much any size, I wouldn't worry about them bending out while you're fighting a fish. I mean, if you get there we go. In the middle of my little TED talk. But I mean, on that snook, nothing. I don't know what it is, but there's like a lot of these like fat snook on this bridge. He's been caught before. Yeah, you can see the smaller mouth, like a taller body, but he thumped it pretty good for such a little snook. But anyways, yeah, there's no, you'll notice that they will bend out if you get snagged and you're yanking on it pretty hard. I mean, if your line doesn't break and you get your lure back after getting snagged on like a rock or something, you'll notice the hook's bent out. I've bent it right back and then caught fish on it, and it's worked plenty fine. I don't see any issues with them, but they're a pretty good product. I mean, I like them a lot. I just bought in a whole other pack of, I think they come in 10 or 20, I'm not sure, I think 10. But it's like 10-12 bucks for a pack of jig heads for, you know, that last pretty good. I mean, they last at least through 3 of my DOAs at least. You know, it may not be bad to have a hook sharpener on you, because they're not like, I don't know what those are called, but they're like those black sharp or hardened hooks. They're just kind of normal J hooks, and they, you know, they're a little bit softer, but I like them a lot, to be honest, and I'll keep using them until there's a sponsor or something that gives me something else. Gives me something else that's better. But, you know, that's another part of this channel, is you don't have to buy the most expensive things. You know, just go get what you can. These work. Oh, no, weed fish. These work perfectly fine, and have caught me plenty of fish and big fish. So don't, you know, go going crazy on all this stuff. Alright, well, you know what? I was getting lazy. And I thought about it after that last little snook. And if I lost a 40, I know there's fray here. It's just a little bit. But I know that there's fray there. And if I lost a 40, because of fray, I would never forgive myself. And I've told myself this multiple times. You know, don't be lazy. Just do it. I mean, you just watch me cut and retie my whole rig in a few seconds. And then it also gives you an opportunity to throw on some pro gear. I will say, I've been using this stuff for the last few trips, and it works pretty freaking good. I would say I have some pretty good confidence in it, as opposed to just an unscented, I guess, lure or soft plastic. But yeah, I mean, it works pretty well. Time to go in. Alright guys, well, it was a pretty tough day. There was not much going on. I mean, no big fish blow-ups, nothing crazy to write home about, but you know, still a good day on the water. Caught some jack, caught that shark, a few snook, and you know, it was you know, one of those days that just didn't click. It wasn't like anything was falling into place, but still got some fish on the boat. Still got to spend the day out in the sun and on the water, which is always awesome. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think, and if there's anything you want me to film, let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.